What is going on, everyone? My name is Jared Haas, and welcome back into another edition of NASCAR Mailbox. This week, we're going to take a look back at the questions after the race at Daytona International Speedway. Double Time 85 says, the fact that Blaney and Preece got out of their cars this weekend is a huge testament to the safety advances in NASCAR. Good job. I will say that I will agree with that because you saw Ryan Blaney. We've seen that in the past where that 1 o'clock shot straight into the wall, it's very hard on the body. And to see how much that soft wall gave, that safer barrier, when Ryan Blaney hit that car was definitely a testament that the energy was being absorbed into the wall instead of the driver. Fortunately, Blaney was able to get out. And even Ryan Preece, which had the scarier wreck of the two, probably the most concerning was when he first hit the ground. He hit driver's side on the roof, and that's where the roof latch and window net got disconnected. With the roof latch, it basically the hinges just popped open, and the roof flap, I'm not sure with that. NASCAR obviously took back to R&D Center, but I will say the testament to this is this much. As we saw 3 years ago at Daytona, Ryan Newman's wreck, that was the big test for safety. His roof collapsed right onto him, and then you saw with this next-gen car, the safety where the roof didn't collapse on Ryan Preece when he hit that hard on the pavement. There's been talks about going with getting rid of the grass, and I think that's going to be helpful. But again, it was the angle where Ryan Preece's car took off. Basically, when he just turned straight sideways, flipped him on over. But it's still a testament that he was able to get out of the car at his own power and just be able to just be checked into the hospital, and he was able to be released this week, and he might be able to contend at race at Darlington. So we're hopeful that Ryan Preece, like I said, will make a full recovery on that, able to not miss any races. But NASCAR safety was put to the test here, and they passed pretty well. So props for NASCAR and their safety protocol. And like I said, with these wrecks, we can be thankful that these risks of injury and death are minuscule. And now this next question comes from Jeremy Lynch, and they ask, why is Aric Almirola going back and forth on retirement for Stewart-Haas Racing? Well, we got to rewind a little bit to January 2022 when Aric Almirola initially announced that he was going to retire at the end of the 2022 season. And for months, there were speculations that he would return. At Daytona last year in 2022, he announced that he would be coming back with a multi-year deal with Stewart-Haas Racing, with Smithfield being a key contributor sponsorship backing for Aric Almirola. Obviously, his family, he's able to spend time with his family. That was a big concern, but they were at the racetrack more, and Smithfield helped foot the bill for sponsorship. I think the big more thing that comes with is what is going on with Smithfield. That's been a big partner for Aric Almirola, as Aric Almirola has been sponsored by Smithfield for over a decade. So the question is, where do they go is more the determining factor. And even if a new driver is brought into the Stewart-Haas Racing fold, does Smithfield want a new driver, or do they want to stick with Aric Almirola? I think it's more of a sponsorship issue. There could be a possibility that Aric Almirola could announce his retirement. Daytona would have been the prime opportunity, considering he's a Tampa native in Florida. But I don't think it's going to be... It's more complicated than it seems. It's the sponsorship. Does the new driver for Smithfield, do they want to back that driver? Do they want to back out? There's a lot of things going on, but in 2022, he signed a multi-year deal. We'll see how that goes, but I think there's still a lot more undecidedness for Aric Almirola in the future of the 10 car that is going on for the team. Thank you very much for watching. As always, make sure to like and subscribe this video. Really helps out the channel. And as always, make sure to tune back in next week to answer the questions after the races at Darlington Raceway. Until then, as always, make sure to have a great race weekend.
Hey everyone, Zane Smith, driver number 38 Ford for Front Row Motorsports. Be sure to subscribe to Front Stretch on YouTube.